What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters? I'm One Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 4, and I can't believe they did this. Review, recap, breakdown, discussion. So obviously spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. But Fear the Walking Dead Season 7 has been a little slow. There's been some cheesy parts. The writing's not been the best overall, but it's entertaining. I've kind of liked the first 4 episodes, even though there's been better seasons in my opinion. But before we get to it, guys, hit that subscribe button. If you love the Walking Dead universe, Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond, or you don't want to watch those shows, we break down stuff like that for you so you don't miss out. So make sure you're subscribed today. We truly appreciate it, guys. Now, the episode focuses heavily on Sarah, Rufus, Josiah, who's the twin brother of Emil, the bounty hunter from Season 6, and a little bit of Morgan. But the episode starts with Sarah being in an unknown place. And it's like, great, CRM, where are they at? Nope, no connections with that. The helicopter went down. Luciana's acting is basically boring and terrible in my opinion. Don't know what they're doing with the character, but everybody from the helicopter is still alive. They're here in some place that's not really connected with the CRM, but we see that Sarah is wearing a red shirt, so is Al, but the red theory strikes again. We see that it's Sarah and Rufus dies. So again, the red theory does not have to be that the person dies, someone close to the person dies, and Rufus is right there in the opening with Sarah, so Sarah stays alive. She's got a red hat on, well, partially red hat, and a red shirt. There's red on the bottle, red, all I see is red. But Sarah tries to get a hold of Wendell over the radio. She's trying to find Wendell. She doesn't find Wendell this episode, but we see that Wendell, or we find out that Wendell is with Strand at the tower, wherever Strand's location is. But Sarah is being followed by Josiah, Emil's twin brother. Rufus is there with Sarah, so you see the bonding, and it's one of those things where we feel bad when animals are taken out in the show. We'll talk about that more later in the video. But Sarah talks to Morgan over the radio, and Josiah has been following her and listening over the radio. So Josiah wants revenge for Emil against Morgan, and he's going to use Sarah to get that. Well, he tries to get that, but the fact that Emil's head is still around is pretty funny. But Josiah, why is her name just Joe? Why is it gotta be Josiah? But either way, this actor does a really good job in this part. I believe it's the same actor that played Emil and the twin brother, Josiah. He was a park ranger, a rescue ranger, and I actually like this character more than the Emil character personally. It's the same actor, I believe, but the fact that Sarah and Josiah are out looking for Wendell is good. We still don't know about the kids' whereabouts, but we're still wondering about Wendell, and we find out later on that he's with Strand. Josiah kills walkers and then buries them, which shows that he's a good guy. He's not like Emil, right? Well, they're the same, but not the same. But Rufus is got the scent of Wendell because Sarah had Wendell's hat, when Charlie just magically had it when Sarah asked about Wendell. But we come across this guy, and it's some guy rounding up walkers, well, actually letting walkers out into the area, and he's got some other leader guy that we haven't met yet is doing that. So yet another new group and a new leader. Josiah makes this guy strip. Rufus smells something in the pile of clothes. It's a red bandana that belonged to Wendell because Rufus was a cadaver dog and he can smell scent and just use his hound senses and smell to pick up things. And so Josiah uses this guy to say, show us where you found this. Where's the stuff that you're getting? So basically they're taking all the stuff off the walkers, stripping them down, getting all for parts, and then bringing back radioactive walkers, spreading them around for some reason is what I got out of it, but it is what it is. But we see the red bandana, red, all I see is red. So we'll go to a barn where there's tons of walkers. Wendell's not there, but we do see Wendell's wheelchair. It's all bloody, it's a mess. Sarah sees it and worries about Wendell, and we're like, oh, he's gone. He's gone, right? There's no way that he would survive this. He's in a wheelchair, so his odds aren't in the best favor. But again, we don't see him, but he's implied that he's with Strand. Sarah tries to kill this guy. He just opens up the barn doors so easily. He's like pulling them open. So why aren't the walkers just running out? But again, it's what the show does. So they're killing walkers. This guy runs away and escapes. Sarah gets into the park rescue ranger SUV. She drives away. Josiah jumps in. They fight. Sarah's freaking out because she worries that Wendell is dead, and she thinks Wendell is dead, even though we find out later he's not. So Sarah tries to kick Josiah out of the SUV as she's speeding down. She doesn't stop. She just drives erratically, tries to kick Josiah out. He shuts the door, speed chase, this, that, dramatic, and they fly off a cliff. So I have no idea how they survive this, how Rufus survives this in the back seat, but he survives this only to die later. Again, more on that later in the video, but the fact that they crash down and no airbags come out, because later on when we see they crash land magically, luckily, between these boulders, and then they can't open the doors on the side, even though you could probably open a little bit. Again, no airbags are seen. What year is this? What kind of car is this? Did somebody steal the airbags? Just stuff like that is like, what are you doing? Here, Rufus was in the back seat, not a scratch on him. He's good to go. So you're like, ah, good. I was worried about Rufus, right? When animals are hurt, injured, or get killed off on shows, it's sad. And that's what they do here, to pull on the heartstrings. Sarah calls for Morgan because the deal was that Josiah would take out Morgan to find Wendell. Sarah, Josiah, they bond. We find out about Josiah being a park ranger. He was in danger one time, that he was rescued by Emil, well, mainly Rufus. The SUV is surrounded by walkers. More and more walkers come. They decide what to do. What are we going to do? Are we going to wait here? We can't wait it out. We're going to be surrounded. So let's fight our way out. So they use the shovel. It's a pretty cool weapon, I have to say. It's kind of like a staff and a spear, and it's got a couple different attributes to it. But they fight their way out of the SUV through the back, and Josiah and Sarah, they just take out a bunch of walkers. And it's pretty cool. It's good fight scenes, even though Josiah, for some reason, is carrying the head of Emil in the box. Like, what are you doing here? Just leave it in the SUV. Why are you carrying it with you? It makes no sense. Kill the walkers, then go back for it. But as they're killing walkers, you have to watch closely. Like, the shovel goes in so easily on the walkers' faces, and also when he kills a couple walkers, it's at the bottom of the neck. Like, that wouldn't kill the walker. It would knock him down, but hopefully the walker's still around. Again, the fight scene's pretty good. Sarah jumps on top of the SUV. Rufus gets out of the SUV and runs around. Not sure what he would do there. But again, right here, like this, like, that's not killing the brain. It may get the bottom of the brain stem, but not the brain. And it happens a couple times. Sarah puts on the Wendell red bandana. So again, red, all I see is red. More and more walkers come around. Josiah pushes a walker away. Morgan kills the walker and shows up in dramatic fashion. Pretty cool outfit, looks great. It'd probably be good cosplay, but Morgan looks pretty awesome there, rocking the Navy stuff. He sees Josiah and is like, I killed you. I cut your head off. Well, twin brother stuff. And I have to say, when they do the twin brother stuff, it's like lack of writing, or they're just trying to make us think like, yeah, we had a brother all along. And that'd be fine if it was mentioned or said something prior. But even though I do like this character more than the Emil character. So we have a fight scene with Josiah and Morgan, and it's pretty good. And I'm glad Morgan showed up here. It wasn't just Josiah and Sarah, but Morgan's down on the ground, kind of like woozy, knocked out a little bit. He's conscious, but he's kind of out of it, you know, like he's feeling it. But then Josiah grabs the head of Emil, brings it over to him, because Josiah is not going to kill Morgan. His brother is. So he was going to have Emil bite Morgan, because Josiah is not a killer. He's a nice guy, but he wants to take revenge for his brother's death on Morgan. But Josiah doesn't get Emil to bite Morgan. Morgan knocks the head away, and then Rufus comes over and smells Emil's head and gets bit on the face. And you're like, oh man, at first I thought he got bit on the paw, but he clearly gets bit around the face, on the nose. And if you look closely at it, he doesn't really get bit. I mean, it's just sound effects in there. And it's sad because you're like, oh man, he got bit. Well, I thought dogs were immune. What happened here? It's the Walking Dead universe, right? But Sarah comes over, chops Emil's head, or Emil's zombie head, in half. But it just feels somber, like, oh no. And we see nothing on Rufus's face here, well, by his nose, but it's implied that he's in danger. You see the red lighting all over the place, the red bandana. So we know that Rufus is going to be taken out. Again, nothing's by his face here. If you look quickly at it, nothing here. And then the next scene, it's right here on his face. So it's sad. I felt bad for Josiah because he lost his best friend. Anytime you lose an animal, it's tough. I've been there for it. I know when you have to make the decision, it's the right decision, but it's not, you know, you don't want the animal to suffer. So it's going to be that they have to put Rufus down. And it sucks because other characters that don't bring much to the show are still alive. Rufus, a beloved animal, is going to be killed off. So Josiah makes a decision to put Rufus down because he's suffering, and it's just sad. You know, puts us all in the same shoes that if you ever had to put an animal down, you know it's the right decision, but it's never long enough with an animal. Even if they're suffering, you put them out of their suffering, and it's just tough. And it's pulling on the heartstrings, because if you lost an animal or a person or anything meaningful to you like this, You've been there. You can feel for it. So again, Josiah puts Rufus down, buries Rufus here. We see the can with the baked beans and the Tabasco sauce. It's his headstone. I have to say that this set and the one previously with John Dory Sr. just looks bad. It looks like it's not done correctly. It looks cheap. It's clearly a set on a soundstage somewhere, but it just looks pretty bad. And ultimately, we see that our group is going to go somewhere next. Josiah wants to join our group. I guess they just let bygones be bygones, right? Because the fact that Morgan killed Emil is still okay now. Like, they're over it because Rufus got killed. But either way, they're going to go somewhere to see where Wendell could be. So they're like, man, we got to get away from this terrible set, go to a better area. No, I'm just kidding. But again, it just looks pretty cheap and weak in my opinion. So they go to Strand's tower, and it's Morgan, Sarah, and Josiah. And they're like, what are we going to do here? So they call for Strand. No one comes there besides the two guards, Howard and some other lady. Then Strand shows up. So it's Strand versus Morgan. And it's pretty cool to see them face to face, but are we ever going to get the epic showdown? Because again, they're building for this. It's on the posters. It's clearly advertised. Strand versus Morgan. And I don't think Strand wants to kill them. I think he wants to have power over them and show Morgan, like, I'm going to do what you couldn't do. He clearly says that. Sarah asks about Wendell. Strand says that Wendell's in there. You're not going to go inside, but he can come out. But if he comes out, he's going to stay out. He's not going to come. So Strand, Howard, and the other lady go in. Sarah makes a decision. Don't tell Wendell I was here because I don't want Wendell to come out. He's safe there. It's better to leave him inside the tower, which they do. We don't see Wendell at all, but at least he's mentioned and he's there. No mention of the kids, like I said before. Where are they? Stuck in a plot hole, I guess. Will we ever see them again? I'm not sure. But Sarah gives Josiah some iodine pills for the radiation so he'll live and he'll be okay. Hopefully comes back around again because he said that he's going to leave and be on his own. He's not ready to be around other people just yet. But hopefully comes back around because I like this character. But we keep adding characters every season. So many new people. I like new people. Well, not right now. The Walking Dead universe is so big. Morgan takes Sarah, I guess, back to the submarine to see Grace and baby Morgan. So they're going to be together. Then we come back to this scene. It ends with this. A group of post-apocalyptic people walking around in their biohazard suits. The horses have covers over their heads, which is kind of cool to see, but what is that really doing? And then we see the previous guy that was with Josiah and Sarah, because again, he got away. He talks to the leader of another patrol that's the same group. He says, I have something that'll get us some favor or something with their leader. He's supposed to be out here putting out walkers, but again, there's the rest of his group, or part of his group, and he finds a warhead that's a dud. It's been leaking radiation out, and they have their biohazard suits, so they're safe, and that's how the episode ends. We don't see the new leader of this group, but we'll have to see what's going down next. So we lose Rufus, which sucks to lose an animal, but Skidmark is safe, I'm guessing. We've lost a lot of animals in the Walking Dead universe, and I guess it's made to pull on heartstrings in the show Lost, because the zombie apocalypse would be terrible. We would lose people, animals, for a variety of reasons, right? Disease, illness, starvation, zombies, fallout, it'd be so many different things that would be stacked against staying alive. But the fact that we lose Rufus kind of sucks, and I believe he deserved better. How about you? What do you think, guys? Did you enjoy season 7, episode 4? Did you cry? Did you break down a little bit? I know I did, because it made me think of me losing animals and just losing stuff. It just sucks. But overall, let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you.